My name is Femi Elijah. Materials and Metallurgical Engineering, 500 level. Alright, how I heard about Chapel of Transformation. I would say there was no invitation, no one invited me to Chapel of Transformation. I had a church in mind to go, but I was still skeptical. So I saw them holding a service one day in a constituency building. So I just felt like, okay, this is where the church is, not Chapel of Transformation though. So I entered the church that day just to do announcements, and they said, "You're welcome to Chapel of Transformation." So I was like, because I had seen Chapel of Transformation signboard outside, and I said I was not going to come to this church. Now this church is Chapel of Transformation. So when I got here and I discovered it was chapel, but the way they welcomed us, it was quite overwhelming. So I just felt like, well, I had a witness in my spirit, and that was how I stick to chapel. Yeah, my first impression, truth be told, it's they are people of love. Yes, and you permit me to make mention of certain persons, Sister Yinka. Yes, when I came to Chapel of Transformation, she did a lot of follow-up on me. She would come to our house, she would say, twins, Ejire, see us from afar, and she would just shout our name. So I was like, these people, they embrace you so much. And I'll mention Bro Moses now. Bro Moses was the music director there. The level of humility expressed. He was an executive, he was the music director, but he was not speaking to us like one. In fact, I was thinking maybe we're in the same level, the degree at which he was relating with us, until I later discovered. So I would say the level of acceptance, the humility, and the love. Yeah, what made me decide? Yeah, aside these values that I saw, I saw beyond that. I would say their mode of worship in the chapel. Yes, it really impacted my decision to stay or not. Then I had to take time to ask God, is this where I should be? Do I have an assignment in this commission in this church? Because I've visited a number of churches, and yes, so I got the leading to just stay. And let me say I love the teachings, the word of God, down to everything. Well, that's a big question. How my experiences in chapel evolved over the years. Number one, having to create relationships, because one thing I understand in chapel is if you would really enjoy chapel, you must not keep to yourself. You must learn to build relationships, learn to build networking. So my relationship, number one, I paid attention to how well I relate to people, even if no one is relating with you at first. You make the bold step to ask people questions, reach out to people, learn from their experiences. Most importantly, try to be close with our daddies and our mommies. Yes, they have a way of making you feel among. So my transformation in chapel started first with seeing how I can factor myself in the family. I was not seeing myself outside the family, and I was seeing it as a place for opportunities, to learn new things, relate to people, and make networkings. All right, I've served as by the grace of God, I've served as the evangelism unit head, the prayer unit, and follow-up. Okay, defining moment in my journey that deeply impacted me in COT. Yes, I would say having to hear from our fathers, especially many of their experiences. Their experiences can be mind-blowing sometimes. When you hear some things, you're like, okay, so men like this exist. So they would put you through on how to navigate the school life effectively. I remember a sermon that the Bayeri preached, the process. Oh dear, I needed that sermon at that point in time. I was crying, but nobody was seeing me. Yeah, I needed that sermon. And the one I ever had that even strengthened my conviction staying in the COT was when I got to COT that day, the one that James preached, the sower and the field. Yes, he made reference to Matthew chapter 13, and he explained it in a different veil. Yeah, so I would say the teachings of our fathers, their experiences have helped me. On the issue of balance, I think this is one question people would ask most often, and this is one thing people have issues with, trying to balance academics with being an executive. Even if you are not an executive, yes, you still need to balance. Now, what I will say, and my usual response is, you are not the first person, yes, and you will not be the last person that will go through these things. Now, number one, try to prioritize your schedules. Try to prioritize your engagement. Don't get too overwhelmed. Don't get too taken by activities that you don't have time for some specific aspect of your life. Number two is, don't get intimidated. The truth is, you would see people doing much more better than you, and it will seem as though, how are they managing their life? How are they managing things? You are here trying to make things work. Don't get intimidated. Understand that you are different. Understand that you have your own peculiarities. And I would say, I would employ people to, just like is in OWA's principle, the urgent important matrix. Try to schedule your engagements. Balance is easy. On the other hand, it's not easy. Why I say it's easy is this: when you prioritize things and you put things under your control, what we mean by balance is trying to put things under your control. When you put things under your control, you'll be able to organize yourself much more better. Set realistic goals. Don't set goals you'll not be able to meet. Don't set goals that would not work out. So to balance, yes, I set my goals well. I prioritize my engagement. I don't have time for everything. You will not see me everywhere at every time. Yes, there were times I felt overwhelmed, and how I navigated it, I know giving up was never an option. So that would never be in my plan. I erased giving up as an option. Yes, why should I give up? I've started. So if you've started something, you should see to it that you pull through. How did I scale through being overwhelmed? Many times I need to speak to my friends. Yes, you should always have a friend in your cycle that you can speak to. So I was able to speak to my friend and people who have gone through these things before. That is why you must not seclude yourself from people who are ahead of you in education. Reach out to them and they will help you out. What strategy made me disciplined? I know that there are things that are not important, and why some things are even expedient. I know what is expedient for me. Yes, not all things are expedient for everybody. That should be expedient for you. Yeah, how I maintained not being distracted. Discipline, number one, and I would not still put out the God factor. Just trust God to help you. Many things will distract you. Many things would keep you out of your discipline, in quotes. But just trust God to help you. Open up when you need to open up. Speak to people. I don't try to be omni all. My one, sacrifice. It pays to serve. It pays to pay sacrifice. Pay sacrifice. Don't live at the favor of anybody. Live your life. Pay sacrifice. Number two, take responsibility of yourself. Don't always expect that people would be the one doing things for you, and then you place demand on people. Number one. Number two, put your fault and say someone is responsible for your way of life. Make sure you are responsible for yourself and pay sacrifice. So I've learned these two things throughout my stay in chapel. Friendship are very, very important. Very, very important. And I want to bless God for the wonderful persons God put with me. some who have graduated, some who are still in we are still in school. And yes, friendship has contributed to my growth. It helped me put myself on the right track. You can't know everything, and there are times you think you are doing it correctly and you are not. Or when you have someone who puts you through, in quotes, or you have someone who can be there for you, people will watch out for you. Now, not watching out in a bad sense, watching out because they want your growth, watching out because they see that we are together. Anything that affects you affects me too. Those type of persons, prioritize them, and work with them. You must learn that, you must understand that you are dealing with different set of persons. You are dealing with people with different psyche. You are dealing with people with different temperaments. Yes, so what you do is that you try to understand everybody. I personally, I think I've served in about 1, 2, 3 units now. 4. Yes, understand people, understand the system. Not all system you get into you can change. There are many things that would not be favorable to you. For the meantime, you can bear with them, and you see how you can modify it later. So understand people and be very flexible. Be flexible too. The most memorable experiences I had, I think that would be welfare Sunday and / family Sunday. One of the things that helped me still in chapel was, we had to exchange gifts. And that day, let me just say a very brief story. I came to chapel that day, and Daddy James just called I and my brother out. We were not expecting it. I don't even know how we got to know that we were twins. I think we wore the same clothes that day. It now happened to be their love Sunday. So he called us out and he was asking, how well do you know this person? So like a quiz something. And then while we were going home, they gave us things, they gave us food. So I was like, a type of company like this, I will have to become, So my memorable time in chapel were welfare Sundays and love Sundays. Have I faced a major challenge in chapel? Yes, and maybe I will not go into full detail yet. That was when I was first appointed into leadership position. Then I was practically not ready for that position yet, and so it came to me like it came to me not unprepared. It just came to me because I was not ready, because there were some things that was happening at that time personally that I needed to settle, and leadership position came. So what did I do? I had to reach out to my predecessor, explained the gap to her, explained 1 or 2 things, and she encouraged me, and she told me how that I'm not the only one that has gone through this. Yes, you can learn from people, you can become better, and you can, even out of every unprepared circumstance, bring something good out of it. Yes, I have. I've made connections. I've made networkings. I've related with people, and I bless God. I really want to bless God for the type of persons in chapel. They have someone you think don't have a connection that is needed for your life. You would end up realizing that this person. I really want to celebrate God in the life of everybody in chapel for the gift of men. Yes, for the gift of valuable people. We have gift of men in chapel, so I've made connections that has helped me. Yes, I'm not just. I would not say I'm waiting for a time before I start the application. It's what I've started already, and why we are where we are today by the grace of God. I'm talking with respect to all FYBs. Why we are where we are today is because we have applied these principles, and we are still applying the principles. So we are applying the principles, and we are very confident by the grace of God, with God on our sides. When you see us in few years to come, you'll be proud that we graduated from chapel. miss people. I'll miss our daddies, our mommies. Indirectly, directly, they've impacted us so much. How they expressed humility, how they showed us love. Many sacrifices they even paid that they were not aware of. I will miss everybody. Even as you even mentioned it now, I'm feeling hound already. But then we'll be fine. We'll miss everybody. All right. My advice: you may come ordinary, but see to it that you don't live ordinary. And if you do not come ordinary, see to it that you live extraordinary. Invest in yourself. See yourself with a person of vision. Don't look down on yourself like just a student. For some of you that want to build businesses outside school, start seeing yourself as a CEO from now. Just give yourself a self-esteem that nobody has given you before. Honor yourself, value yourself, prioritize yourself, love yourself. People may not see the greatness yet. You know what you're investing, you know what you're doing. Work with a mindset, work with a visionary mindset, work with as though you came to school not just to read, you came to school to learn, you came to school to make impact. Start making impact from now, even before you graduate. Alright, strive to be different. Be different. And let me encourage everybody. Chapel of Transformation is not a nomenclature. Chapel of Transformation is a reality you must become. The word transformation there must make sense to you, and that is why I'm in chapel. Yes, strive to be different, strive to make sense out of everything. It may not be working, but you just keep pushing. You may not look like it, nobody may see it in you. Just keep pushing and have a vision that you are going places, and one day, Chapel of Transformation can bank on you and look at you that this person came here and this person made us proud. Thank you.